Hi, so it's 16th of June 2024. I'm sitting across from the Hilton now in the Tim Hortons, and I've been escorted out of the hotel room by the police. So I've been trying to write an email to the Vancouver Team, they call it. Now, the Vancouver Team, unfortunately, they're the only people that I told that I was locked in the hotel room, that I was wanting to press criminal fraud and extortion charges against the director of operations there, Paul Harris. They're the only people that knew. And they're also new to the story. It was the first time they'd been emailed, and unlike the rest of the people, I mean, everybody else is probably like, oh my god, what did they step into? Oh my god, what did they step? Yeah, this is the biggie one. Oh my god, what did they step into? So Paul had stepped into the middle of an argument that I had with, and I warned the church about this too. I said, I'm not going to take you to court directly. I'm going to go indirectly. We're just involving like everybody that's in the way, so it's okay. So anyway, that aside, there was this really scantily clad woman that had entered the elevator on the 13th of June, and it was the evening time, and she was wearing pink, and her tits were falling out of her shirt, and her dress was like it was, oh my god, it wasn't even covering her underwear. So she had two bodyguards, and at that, I'm trying to decide, am I offended? Do I like this? Am I offended? And I reasoned this out logically. Logically, anything that gets me to feel not calm is technically an offense. So I was offended. I was legally offended. So, reason that one out. So, my reply to her in the elevator had been, I'm speechless. And I actually, and this is interesting because the hotel footage will actually be able to show this. And this is probably why they can't show their footage. Because I actually moved into the corner of the elevator, and the other two bodyguards were protecting the smaller girl. In the hotel, that is legally the most polite and considerate position that I can be in the elevator, because I turn my back to them completely and I'm facing the wall. There is no other possible way for me to see this girl, and she can attack me if she wants to. So that is the absolute international peace physical body language right there. So whatever fear she had, she realized it was just her own paranoia at that point. However, the bodyguards remembered me as threatening of their security. So, the next day when I met them in the lobby of the Sandman Downtown Vancouver Hotel at exactly 10:55 a.m., those two bodyguards, who were actually looking after a different model at this point, she was a tall blonde wearing a pink, it looked like it had a Playboy bunny on it, but she was definitely my height. And I figured, if she could afford two bodyguards, I'm into whatever you're into. I mean, I'm dead broke, literally dead broke. Was not an offense at all, okay? It was maybe a weird statement, but it was not an offense at all, and I seriously want to know, how can I get some honest money? As a guy, seriously, you want to hear the story? So, I landed on the 8th of May at the Vancouver airport from Taiwan, which I'm running from, by the way, okay? So they have their own little secrets and things like that, and we'll figure all that out later, and I've already done that too, so don't worry about that. Anyway, I landed at the Vancouver airport on the 8th of May, and then I spent 5 nights in the airport because I didn't have anywhere to go, and I didn't have any money in my pocket except 2 times $60 that the people gave me, and then all the free food that I had there as well, and the comfortable sleeping, and the free internet, and the washroom to wash me in. So, and I had lots of clean clothes, so I wasn't in a hurry to get out. It was just kind of like a Tom Hanks sort of, exactly like that. 5 days there, and then the security caught on to me, so they put me on the SkyTrain and said, listen, buddy, if you just take the ticket and go, we won't say anything. And I just said, thank you for your hospitality. Okay, even, done. Took the SkyTrain. They didn't know where to put me. I mean, they were just security people. So I took the SkyTrain, and then, I suddenly realized this. I was looking to my phone. I don't have an internet connection when I go out because I don't have a SIM card. I mean, who wants telephone calls from people? Especially if the calls are always about the police and threats and forget that. So I have no SIM card in my phone ever, period, at all. Anyway, so I'm heading down the SkyTrain, and then, I look at my phone and I realize St. Paul's Hospital. I could go there. So I went there at midnight. I found my way there. Actually, I meant to go to Vancouver General Hospital, and I got off the wrong stop. And then I just picked the hospital there. Went to the hospital because that's where you go when you have physical emergency. And I sat in the emergency room just in his chair. And I was like, well, if I can just get a couple hours here till morning time, it'll be okay. So the people there just generally ignored me. I mean, I was in a waiting room, and I was technically waiting, and every time they were calling out names, I was like, no, not me. So I blend right in. Are you still waiting? Yeah, still waiting. By the way, that fellow over there in the washroom, I don't think he's doing so well. I mean, you really blend right in. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, they decide that I'm not actually waiting for anything. So they gave me a couple of free sandwiches, which was honestly nice, and then they gave me a bus pass. And they also gave me very good directions to Vancouver General Hospital, which is where the Access to Assessment Center was. And that, by the way, folks, oh my God. So I spent 3 whole years inside mental wards in Ontario because people kept telling me I'm crazy. I gotta pause this. I'm sorry. Can you just, you're beautiful. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna go over there. Because you look like my friend Evelina from the Philippines. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so my phone is charged. Dan, have a seat. I guess we're not hiding anything anyway here. So this is my friend's Dan. So when I came out of the hotel room right now where the Vancouver Team cops just allowed, they didn't just allow it, the Vancouver Team ordered them to escort me out of the hotel as quickly as possible and I can prove my reason. Without taking any police statements from me after I called the police on the 14th of June. It's an afternoon call, but I definitely posted it on Facebook, maybe 1:30 or something like that, not an emergency. But then the 911 call on the 15th of June was at 10:53 a.m. and I definitely, in the 911 call, the dispatcher said that he sees that the police are already on their way. So I hang up on good faith that the call's recorded, because I've also recorded mine other calls, so we can match it up that way. And all that the dispatcher says, he confirms to me that the police are on their way. I stayed in that hotel room, despite the fact that the manager suddenly said that I was committing disorderly conduct, and that I was committing all sorts of these other crimes, and by the way, he has to cut my stay from the 16th to the 15th. 1 day shorter because I've been such a horrible, horrible guest. And please check out by 11 a.m. on the 15th of June. So, I was the one that called the police, and now the hotel are siding with the customer that can pay because they know that I don't have any money. And this customer clearly can pay because she's got 2 wealthy security guards. So, without a doubt, the hotel is definitely doing something nefarious because they stopped the police from contacting me when the police arrived on June 15th. I called 911. The police are public servants. They have a legal responsibility to find the call, to chase the call and find that the person's okay. They didn't do that. They stopped at the hotel. So I want to know, why did the police leave the hotel? Why was the hotel allowed to just shake the police away like that? And then today I find out that it's the Vancouver team that actually called the police to escort me out of the hotel. So you definitely know there's something funny going on there. And I'm just in the middle of writing these people an email. So yeah, it was a rough night, 5 nights at the airport. It wasn't so bad as the homeless shelter. The homeless shelter stuff, that's on there. So I'm against the Roman Catholic Church. That's basically what all that's about. I'm basically claiming to be God. So in the email I actually say, I claim the seat of God, or the title of God, I guess. Because Canada's Constitution allows, this is very important, first line of the Constitution of Canada, and we're in Tim Hortons, is, actually, you know what? I can't remember what it is right now, not the exact words, but I know that the second part is the and the law, and then there's the whole Constitution part. So the first one is, by the strength of the Almighty above, we'll call that God, and then the rest of the law as follows as we write it and call it the Constitution. But the first part there, that part, that's God's word. Okay, that's like seed of God, right? So there's a space in there somewhere that you gotta listen to the details of the guy that's gonna end up finding this loophole, legal loophole in literally everything, literally everything. Oh my God, you cannot imagine what kind of visual sight I have right now. So I'm legally going to become Governor General of Canada, and did you know that's called King of Canada, folks? So here's how we do that. So in a real Prime Minister campaign, which I happen to have at rene4pm.ca, which is the Facebook page Talk to Dream, which leads to the petition talk2dream.com, which forwards to the petition at change.org, which lists and has a link to the PDF document that has the petition to the Constitution of the Republic of China that tells the Republic of China that I was innocent the whole time, and I'm telling you guys that their security law actually doesn't allow me to tell you guys that. They're lying to all their public, including all the school children, about the fact that they're saying they didn't steal the name of China from China, but China says otherwise. China says, listen, we're not forcing you to use that name, China. Like, you're taking it, and then you're saying that we don't have a right to use it. Like, what? Taiwan, what are you really thinking? So I have all the legal ability to back up the fact that Taiwan is full of shit and is actually a dictatorship, folks. It's a dictatorship. It's not a democracy. And if the U.S. supports Taiwan, they're literally supporting a dictatorship. So these are minute little legal inconsistencies that we do have to clear up, and the Huawei phone really was ahead of its time. And it's unfortunate that Canada is just too pig-headed about that, like really. And then, so I'm running for Prime Minister, and my real Facebook account is at rene4pm.com, or maybe I'll feature this video for a while on YouTube until I get the email to the Vancouver Team, which has been allowing extortion and, aggravated extortion and fraud over $5,000 to occur through me because I had spent over $7,800 and they wouldn't return my deposit to me. So that's basically what the whole voice recording is about with the cops. It's just, what are you talking about? You used my deposit to pay for my last night in a hotel room, which you're telling me cost me $500 after you kicked me out the day before and canceled the fact that I even paid for it already to begin with. And you wrote me a nasty letter about that. And you're telling me now that that first payment that I made doesn't count, and then all of a sudden I'm supposed to accept the fact that you're taking my deposit from me for a double booking in front of 2 cops as witnesses? Are you kidding me? Well, you're gonna, okay, so I'll put the voice recording to that, just in the, just listen to the voice recording, okay? Listen to the 2 cops who are listening to their boss tell them, just get this guy to shut up and leave the hotel as fast as possible. Say nothing, do nothing, don't engage this man, don't encourage this man, do not accept anything from this man. Did I tell you that I spent 3 years in psych wards? Legally, they're required to make sure that I'm not an endangerment to society, so they should put me into a psych ward. But instead now, this is the kicker. They let me choose where to go. And I said, I'm going to psych ward. And they said, well, we heard you when you said you got $20. I said, yep. Thank you for confirming that you're truly brothers listening to me. We're on the same side. Totally same side on this. Totally same side. So I'm safe for tonight, but I am going to the psych ward because the psych ward can actually verify that none of the stuff that I've said is delusional. And if it's not delusional, well then, fuck me, I can't be a psycho. But yet I'm accused of being so severely mentally ill that basically the whole island of Taiwan, all of the psychiatrists would not give the court a court report about me after I published the stuff that the psychiatrists went through in Ontario court that I was holding them to. And I do have the psychiatrist on recording saying, oh, Dan, I should put that up first tonight. Oh, and I was wondering why I shouldn't go to the hospital tomorrow. I actually have the psychiatrist in Ontario recorded, like the threats against me and just, it's not a secret that the psychiatrists are actually legally, it's called being the determiner of moral law. The judge has given the psychiatrist the power and the authority to declare somebody as criminally guilty without any kind of trial whatsoever. So in Canada, you're not allowed to get a trial. If the doctor thinks that you're guilty of something, the law says you're not allowed to get a trial, according to the way that the Mental Health Act is written and used right now in real practice. And if your Prime Minister doesn't fix that one on a hurry, candidate number 1 right here, how do I become Governor General? Easy. If I say to all of the prime ministers that are equally on the ballot alongside me, my full name, Rene Helmerichs. Okay, we'll be done soon. If I say to all of them and I say, listen, the ideas you have put forth so far to get you in that chair, who can dispute that? I am 100% with you, I just need one thing from you. And that person will be saying, what's that? And I'll say, well, when you are elected Prime Minister with my sincere vote, would you please nominate me as Governor General to Her Majesty the Queen or King of England?
because Her Majesty, or His Majesty now of the King or Queen of England, is always the individual who generally chooses someone from mainstream society who isn't going to argue with the Prime Minister, so that the Prime Minister can continue to appear to be boss, while the United Kingdom has a secret hold on the actual money of the country. So the United Kingdom does actually care about this. And we're watching closely, and when we're on the same side, because we're all after that Catholic God, and they did foresee this one coming, and they are involved, and they do know, so definitely we're all on the same level about that. Totally transparent. Don't you worry. Nope, don't you worry your little head. Just worry about, oh my God, what did the Vancouver team step into? And that you can hear right down here in the description, where I'm going to first post, get ready folks, the MP3 recording of the 2 cops that you'll have in the email that I send to the Vancouver team, and we'll update in the description to this, and also post as a featured post on my Prime Minister of Canada real Facebook page via Rene4pm.com. Did you catch all that, folks? Did I keep your attention long enough? You might want to listen again. It's worth the re-listen.